Hey guys, Billy came up with something the other day and I thought was a good idea. Was now that I have taken off all the discontinued bats in my top 5, I need to make a separate, on my website, a separate page that talks about all the discontinued bats that would be on a top 5. That way, because I know there is bats out there that are for sale that have been discontinued, that a lot of you seniors actually would want to buy, and you want some information on them. So what I'm going to do is, you know, sometime this week or this weekend, when I have some time, I'm going to actually do another page on my website, and it's going to have the discontinued, top 5 discontinued bats. That way you can get on there, and if you see a bat, you know, in the future, if you see a bat, then you want to know where it ranks in my top 5, that you can actually, you know, you can pick it up and get it. And I know there's a few, the Dudleys are discontinued, that I took off of my top 5 regular bats that are out there right now. And it's a good idea that Billy came up with to give you guys a little bit more information on my top discontinued bats that are out there, that are still roaming around on eBay, or somebody might have a couple of them in their garage that want to sell them, and you guys don't have information on them. So what I would do is, you know, I'd put my top 5 discontinued and maybe put the videos up there so you guys can watch the video of us hitting those bats back whenever they were out, and you can get them from stores. But a lot of these bats right now that are really good, you just can't pick them up from a store, because they're all sold out, because they are really good bats. And they did, you know, just like any manufacturing company out there, what they do is they move on. They might add some new material, and they don't make it like they used to, so they discontinue it, you know, go with a different name or brand or whatever. But guys, that's a new thing I'm gonna have up on my website, is we are growing and getting bigger. This senior softball bat reviews has gotten bigger than I ever thought it was gonna be. You know, I don't take phone calls, but I get messages every day on stuff that's coming out, stuff that I've been doing. I can't answer them all, but I still get them. And I told Billy, I said, you know, it's getting big. It's, you know, where a lot of you guys are a lot more involved with your health, with new technology and new ways of lifting, different ways of lifting, on thinking outside the box. And that's basically what we do here. I think we take it to another level. The biggest deal with me and Billy is there's just so much shit going on out there that actually try to make money off of seniors by trying to sell them the easy way out, trying to, like, okay, the guys, the jack slap, you know, the elbow jack, those are videos made making fun of those people. And because I would get on there in the last 10 years, 15 years, I would get on there and look at this stuff that people try to sell us, and they didn't work. Or the supplements that they put out there that said they can increase your HGH levels or your testosterone levels, and you can buy them over the counter, and they just don't do anything. And they got, you know, they got stuff added to it that some of it's really not good for you. And then I've seen numerous guys, and it kind of gets to me, where these big name softball players get out there and they start talking about, you know, this is the best bat they ever swung, and it's really not a top performing bat, and they're just out there to try to make a buck. And that kind of bothered me, because, you know, there's a lot of seniors out there that have retirement checks coming in, or retired, and they don't have that kind of money to be throwing, and they want to perform, they want to get better, and they start buying this bogus shit out there. And what I wanted to do when I first started this was, I wanted to let them know there is somebody out there that, you know, that has experienced that in their life. And I'm guilty as everybody else. I went out there and I watched guys back in the day, and I would go out there and buy what they were trying to sell me, and come to find out it sucked. It didn't really work. Supplements. I've taken supplements, guys, throughout my life, and I've experienced them, and there's not really a lot that really work. And you guys been on my website, you'll know the ones that I talk about that do work. But basically, that's what this channel is about. And it is getting bigger, because a lot of you guys are getting involved in your health. You don't want to spend the money You know, it makes me, you know, I talk to Billy about this all the time because I do read the message boards. I see what you guys have to say, and I try to put out videos on what you guys have to say. And there's a lot of guys out there that won't pick up a bat, or won't grab a bat unless me and Billy have swung them. You know, or me and my guys have swung them and actually tell you what we think about it. It's going down a different path, guys. And here's the reason why. Is they're not loading bats like they used to. And if you guys seen my video, they're not loading bats like you used to back in our day when we would pick up aluminum bats. They're just not, they're not doing it. And I don't know who's running it or who. It's quality control, in my opinion. They don't have somebody over there looking over their shoulder that's a engineer that, you know, that really knows what they're doing. And they're just trying to, you know, I told Billy, you know, me and Billy talked about this. It's all about numbers with a lot of these bat manufacturers. How many they can get out in one day? Can they meet their quota, and they get that bonus or get that money that they get? They're not involved. They don't care. They don't. You know, it's just not. It's just they're just pumping product. There's nobody in there really cares about the shit. And when that happens, you get, you know, the weight in bats are distributed wrong because they really don't love what they're doing. It's just out to make money. So that's happening a lot more right now from what I can see, because I do weigh all of my bats. And guys, I've been preaching this, and if you guys want to go back and look at my past videos from back in the day about the weight at the end of the bat compared to the weight at the handle of the bat. You know, the way the weight is distributed in the bat has a lot to do with what I was taught from Billy back in the 80s. And I was talking to some seniors this past weekend in Austin about all this shit and how we can better. And me and Billy, like I said in one of the video, me and Billy are always looking at ways to help you guys, because we don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that me and Billy did about picking stuff up. And I'm going to put a video out, guys, and it's going to come out within a week about how I learned what I know about weight distribution in bats and who taught me back in the 80s. And a little, you know, let's talk about stories that he talked to me about how he did a lot of stuff with bats to test them. He was actually, they called him the bat doctor, and he would test bats back in the 80s, and he would take them, pull them apart, and put them back together again the way he thought they should be loaded, and then get out there and hit on baseball fields and test the bats, and then take his theory to these bat companies, or argue with these bat companies about their engineer against him on how he thinks bats should be loaded. And that's Bill Blake. Yeah, they actually called him the bat doctor in the 80s because he knew everything, guys. He knew the loads. He knew, I mean, he would write shit down on bats and take them out and test them. He would put little numbers on them. I remember this. Now, here's the funny part about Billy. I never got to swing any of them bats. Never got to swing. He would just go out and test them, and he would fling them. If they didn't do good, he would just fling them until he got everything right. And then I'm going to tell a little story in another video. It's going to probably be a long one about the things that he did, and the little stories that he talked about, you know, when he would talk to Easton TPS or Steels about his theory on the way a bat should be loaded. It's kind of funny, and that's a whole different video, guys. Within the next week, I'm going to have all of the discontinued bats that are be on a different page, and you guys can go to it. If you see a bat on eBay, somebody wants to sell it, you see where it's ranked. I think that's great. Billy, you know, me and Billy kind of brainstorm about all this stuff on what's going to better help you guys. And when you're choosing a bat, if you see a bat and you really don't know what it is, and you just pop it into my website, and you can see if it is one of my top 5 bats, top performing bats out there, and I'll even put the video up on it. So, guys, everything that we're doing is basically for you guys, and I feel the love that you guys put out there. And whenever you come up to me in tournaments like this last weekend, I had a few guys come to me in tournaments and actually thank me for what we do, and that's what we get excited about, because we're helping you guys. That we don't want you guys to get scammed. basically what the website and the videos are about. We want you to be informed, because not too many people out there that want to sell you shit are going to give you the right information. Thanks, guys.